Three, two, one. Welcome to this published author's interview. My name is Kenneth Muyingo, and with me I have a special guest that I will be interviewing. And I just want to mention, first of all, that if you watch this interview and you would like to become an author yourself and write your first book, there's a link with this video. Click on the link and join the group. Become an author and write your first book to connect with like-minded people who are doing the same. And with that said, I would like to get into the interview and ask my special guest to say hello to our listeners and viewers.
Hello. I hope you will enjoy this interview today.
Well, thank you so much. And tell us about yourself. Who are you? If someone is watching this interview and they're wondering, they're like, who is this?
Well, hi, my name's Samantha Evans. I am, of course, a published author. I have 2 books published already. I'm actually in the process of my 3rd being edited and published. I'm also a mother of 3. I also work, if I wasn't in quarantine because of this pandemic, I work at a preschool, which I probably will be returning to very soon, but I've been writing off and on since I was 8 years old, and I'm 29 now. This has started, I don't know, maybe almost a year ago. I just wanted to start publishing my work, and here I am today.
Amazing, amazing. Tell us about your most recent publication.
Wow, it was the sequel to, let me pull it up. I have it on my tablet. It's the sequel to my first book here, Ella, which is a fantasy series. So I can't really say much to it, but it's the sequel to my first book. It was published just back in February. And the 3rd book was the longest it took me to write a book, and it's in the process of being edited, and it will be published to Amazon soon.
Amazing. So it's a sequel, it's a continuation of the first book.
Yes.
It's part of a series.
Yes.
Amazing. Tell us about the vision that you have for this book series.
I've been a fan of fantasy authors my whole life. Like, I love like C.S.S. Lewis, J.R. Tolkien. I love like George R. Martin. I'm a killer fan of like series, like fantasy, like surprises. Like, I've always been a sucker for them, always. And so it was like an inspiration. Like if they could do it, I know I could be creative. And so one day I just started, and boom, did it.
Wow. So you said that one day you just started and boom. What inspired you to get to that one day to get started?
Wow.
That's what I want to know.
I work at a preschool, and then I come home, and when my kids are asleep, I'm up for hours on end, and I can't get to sleep. And so one day I just started pulling out paper. I started writing down a story, and then it somehow ended up becoming an actual novel that I typed it. And my husband's a future screenplay writer, so he actually was my editor of my first book. And he's like, oh my God, this is incredible. You need to publish this. And so that's what I did.
Wow. Wow, that's exciting. It's so out of your own free time, like when the children are asleep, and then you. Wow.
Yes, I do it at nighttime, or when my children are like at school, or if it's just me home alone personally. I feel relaxed. It makes me feel good. It's like I'm in my own little universe.
Exactly. I have another friend that I was interviewing a couple of days back. She's also a mother of 4, and she's like, she's passionate about writing. She's like, I love to write, but it's so hard to get writing time with 4 children.
Oh, yes.
So when they sleep, then she has her time. Or when the husband is taking care of them. Yeah.
I always wait till like my 2 youngest are asleep. Like, my oldest is 5, and he knows that I do this. And so he usually like does his own little thing, and he's quiet, and he always goes.
Wow. Nice. It's how did you choose the topic for this book?
Like I said before, I just been a sucker of fantasy fiction because I just think it's absolutely fascinating. I like to thank my grandmother for getting me into these kinds of books because I started reading at such a young age, like, Harry Potter and stuff like that. But I started accelerating my reading. Like found like J.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, and when I was an adult, George R. Martin. Like I love like his Game of Thrones books, and it developed over time.
Wow. Wow.
And
Nice.
I thought all the characters in the stories were absolutely fascinating. And my favorite kind of fantasy character is a dragon, and that's what my very first book is focused on.
A dragon.
Yeah, a prince who finds a dragon egg in a cave, and where he's from, that you have to hunt a dragon to gain honor, but he doesn't believe in it, and so he actually takes the egg because the mother is gone, and he raises it till it hatches.
Wow.
And it saves him from turmoil all throughout. But this dragon, you see her, it's a her all throughout the series.
Wow. Wow. Quite a story. And do you consider yourself as a naturally talented writer, or is writing a skill that you have developed over time?
I'm still learning, because I've just been writing completely for not even a year. I'll probably learn over time. Like my husband is like, he loves to write, so we both collaborate together and everything. So I know I'll have a lot to learn over time. But like creating stories and characters and plot lines, it comes to me naturally.
Amazing. It's a learning experience for all of us, and sometimes we just have to give ourselves permission to just start doing it, and
oh yes,
and we become better. As I'm reminded of a quote, I think it was Les Brown who said, we don't have to be great to get started, but we have to get started in order to become great.
Oh yes.
And so it just interests me deeply when you say that. My next question, what would you tell me is the one thing that has happened in your life personally that has had the greatest impact on you finally deciding to write these books?
Probably after I had my third child, I just wanted to do more with my life because I was done having babies and everything. And so I wanted to just go back to work, and then I wanted to find a hobby. And my husband, he graduated from film school, him writing, it was just, he was so passionate about it. And I was like, I used to write short stories for my grandma. So if my husband can do it, I know I can do it too.
Yeah. And then you started. Amazing. It is indeed very helpful for us to have helpful spouses, and I can tell you from my own experience as well. It's when I think about my wife, when I count my blessings, I count her twice, because she's my wife and my best friend, but also my confidant, and it encourages to have a partner or spouse who's supportive of your dreams.
Oh yes.
And, are you currently working on any other projects at the moment?
Actually, when my editor took her a little while to edit my third book, which is almost done, so I decided to say, what the heck, I'll write a short story, a novel, not a novel, but a novelette, and have it be kind of like a prequel to my first book as well. So that's kind of going to be my new project, because this series I'm writing is going to be 4 books. But I was thinking, like, when I write the short story, I will think of ideas and I'll write it down over time. And when I know I'm ready to write the final book, then I'll do it. But I'll probably write it later on this year and probably have it published before the year is up.
Nice. It's so they just keep coming out. It's pretty exciting.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And this was really insightful, Samantha. Thank you so much. What I just want to ask, where can people buy your books? Fast?
Amazon is where it's at, and then it's on Barnes and Noble site as well, but it's most popular on Amazon.
Awesome. We will put the link to the books on with the video so that people can access them. And
Oh yes.
how can people connect with you if somebody watches this interview and they would like to connect with you?
I do have a Facebook author fan page, and then I do a lot of social media through Instagram. That's where like a lot of my ads I put my books on are through Instagram, and that's where a lot of people notice my work. And that's how I actually been gaining more sales recently.
Awesome.
Because of this, because I self-promote like no tomorrow.
Very nice. It's we will put the links also for your Facebook and your Instagram with the interview. And
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. And this has been very insightful and inspiring for me. And I know that our listeners will also, and viewers will find it equally inspiring. But I just want to ask, is there something that you would like to mention before we close the interview that you would like to share that has not been touched on in the interview?
Writing is hard. You know, people have their own, opinions about how words make sense, because some people can just nitpick and stuff. Writers don't give up on that. The whole point is to make sure the plot makes sense. And then you go back, and if you notice the mistakes, then you fix them. I kind of had that mistake before in the beginning, and then I caught my mistakes, and then I edited it, then I had it republished to Amazon. But don't let really bad reviews get you down. If they reviewed your book, that means they read it.
Yeah. Wow. This is profound. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure as well as a privilege for me to do this, and I will sure keep in touch with you.
Oh, absolutely. Message me anytime. Thank you.